child locked myself in. Great. Child lock works.
And with that, I want to talk about the Porsche Macan EV. And the one I got is in rear-wheel drive, and why I think it's the perfect luxury family car. This coming from someone that's owned Model Y for the past 3 years, this was probably the perfect upgrade for my family. Plus, it's a Porsche. We've gone with a Bordeaux interior. The dash here looks much more newer compared to the petrol Macan. Now let's check out the back.
With it initially was that there wasn't going to be enough room at the back for car seats, but hey, no, it works great. I've got a graphene here and a maxi guard from Britax. Fits well. There's enough room for them to walk through. The issue with the middle one is there is this extra climate control which the kids can kick, so I put the smaller one in the middle so that she doesn't kick it. I put a kick guard here, as ugly as it is, to just block this area because my daughter will kick it. It does cover the storage add-on, which, you know, probably just use later on anyway. And there is enough room for an adult to sit inside. Not too tight, a bit cozy, but you know, you can lean that way. It's all good. Child locked myself in. Great. Child lock works.
And what I love about this is this little neat feature. Slide your hand, it opens the frunk, and there is where I store my travel pram. This is a GB Pocket All City, and it fits quite snugly within that frunk. And with charging, really cool way to open it when it works, but because I already had the solar and Tesla charger at home, it all works. Boop. So open the boot with your foot, and there's plenty of space for pram and groceries.
Okay, so let's talk interior. So every little aspect of the Porsche that you customize is an extra cost. They don't do packages, so things like this insignia here, this thing here, the chair being 18 way adaptive seat compared to the regular 14, the actual leather on the seats and around the car. What else? You can get an additional screen here. This compass, extra. Dash cam, extra. Extra. And then there's also this thing, bar here, extra too.
Yeah, with the sunroof, you can close the actual sunroof, and also there is a shade that you can pull through. So steering wheel controls, here's the adaptive stuff. You can set that. I have not used this yet, but I'm pretty comfortable to use this with the Tesla. So let's see how we go with this one. Of course, blinkers, windshield wipers for the back and the front, and then here's the spinning thing. I don't know if it's called Sports Chrono. Obviously I know what I'm talking about, but this is the one that lets you set things to sports, normal, or off-road. When you do that, actually the lights of the car flick to signify there's been a change, which is pretty cool. And the great thing about the interior lighting is it actually tells you when there's a car next to you, so that you don't merge. So if we go into the car settings, one of my key / only issue with this is there's no internet for the car, so you can't use any of the apps while you're on the go. You have to be on Wi-Fi. So I believe this issue is limited to Australia. Actually, I was playing Fortnite on it all the time. Because we've turned off the 3G network here, which this was reliant on to access the internet. That's what I've read. There's not much information about it. No one from Porsche has actually informed me about this, so it's a bit of a bummer.
So I'm solely reliant on Apple CarPlay to make sure that I have access to Spotify and maps. The maps in the car work, but it's limited to that. You can't use Spotify in the car without connecting it to your Wi-Fi. The silly thing is, it provides you hotspot um, access, which I can't even use because there's no data to use in this car.
But hey, you can play Fortnite if you're on Wi-Fi, which is pretty cool. And lastly, I just want to cover the cameras. As you can see, there's cameras at the front, the back, and also front sides and right sides. This really helps with parking. I've got a pretty tight parking space, so I've put markers on the floor so that the Tesla and this car can see it. It helps me because I don't hit anything in my garage. So yeah, that's a hot tip for y'all. So as I was saying earlier, when you get a Porsche, there are no packages. So everything is kind of custom set based on, what you get, right? So by just, changing the colors, there's associated costs to that. So we have the jet black, the wheels, interior, the seats, they all add up. And then you can actually calculate how much that all adds up to. You can also see all the different associated equipment to it. And then from there, you can see that here in Australia, the regular retail is usually uh, less than 150, but with on-road costs and luxury car tax, yeah, it adds up. But hey, it's a Porsche. So with all of that, and you're like me, coming from a Model Y, but now you're looking for that step up in luxury and comfort and drive without giving up the practicality. The Macan EV rear-wheel drive might just be the perfect family car for you. Give or take, the price, but hey, it's a Porsche.
Man, how do I get out of here?